and welcome to episode 9 of my 12 Weaves of Christmas. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make my Swedish star. For this tutorial, you will need 8 reusable zip ties, 36 rods. I have used willow, but you could use cane, dogwoods or any woody material. I've cut them to approximately 40 centimetres. Between 40 and 50 centimetres is a good length for this project, and a further 8 thin rods for binding the star together at the end, or you can use any other binding material such as raffia or cotton string. You'll also need a pair of secateurs. For my star, I've chosen a combination of a pattern that consists of 3, 3, 3, and I'm going to use 2 different coloured willows to create that pattern, with the middle rod in each set of 3 being buff willow, which means willow without the bark on. So I'm going to use 2 rods of the green willow. In this case I'm using a basketry willow called Black Mole, and the rod in the middle will be the buff willow. I will need 9 rods to start off with, but I'm cutting all the rods that I will need at the same time. This means when I start making my star, I can just pick up the material and add it. Without having to cut as I go along. If any of my rods have bends in them, I will gently massage the material to make them as straight as possible. I've then selected 6 green rods and turned some of them the other way around, and 3 of my buff rods. I've used a zip tie to tie them at the bottom and a second to tie them at the top, leaving about a 3 centimetre gap at either end. I'm not too worried yet about having all of my rods in the right order combination for my pattern, but I'm making sure as I put my first rod through that I go under 3, including 2 green and 1 buff, over 3, including 2 green and 1 buff, and back under 3, repeating the same pattern. Once that rod is in, I've added the next 2 rods and I've ordered these in the correct pattern. So there is 1 green, 1 buff, 1 green. As I've added my 4th rod, I've made sure to add it in the opposite direction. So this time I've gone over 3, under 3, over 3. And I'm starting to set the rods in the correct order that I want them to be in. My 7th rod I'm inserting diagonally because it's quite tough to get it through this bit. And then twisting the rod to put it through, which again made it a little bit easier. And I've repeated that same order combination once the first rod is in, of green, buff, green. Once all 9 rods are inserted, I will use a further 2 zip ties to hold these sets together at the end, leaving about a 3 centimetre gap at the top. I bound these in a way so that the lowest set of rods, which in my case was the middle set, is at the bottom of the star structure. If you can create a V going past the zip tie, this will also hold the shape better and stop the tie pinging off. There's a lot of tension in this kind of star, so if you can create the V after the zip tie, it really does help. Once these are tied, the middle 9 rods are then pulled apart. This is your first star, and looks really nice as it is. You could finish it at this point adding nice ties at the end. We're going to continue with this one though to create my Swedish star. Repeating the same colour pattern of green, buff, green, I have gone under the vertical, across everything in the middle, and then back under the horizontal. I've done this with my set of 3 sticks. I've then moved over to the other diagonal in the same line and gone under the horizontal, over everything in the middle, and then back under the vertical. Once these are inserted, it helps me decide where to put the middle 3 rods. They basically need to be woven in and have a good tension on them. Because I'm right-handed, I always find it easier to come in from the bottom right, so I've turned my star around and I'm then repeating the same process. So long as the material doesn't try to do too much weaving, so I always try to avoid weaving across the middle. They can go anywhere they like, so long as they follow the same pattern as each other. Usually I will go in from the bottom under the vertical and back under the horizontal, and from the top bottom right hand side I will go under the horizontal, over everything in the middle, and then back under the vertical. The remaining 3 rods just need to be woven in a way that looks good and has some tension. Once all of the rods have been added, you can now tie your willow star. For my knot at the top and the bottom of the star, I'm using a simple willow knot to tie them in place. This creates a beautiful figure of 8 flow as you weave it, and each time it goes round the star, it tightens it up. So this is a particularly good knot to use to hold your star together. For this part, the material you use needs to be really flexible. I've chosen the same colour combination. My 2 special willow knots are in the green willow, and the rest of the ties are in the buff willow. For the buff willow, I've simply gone in with the thick end, wrapped around itself and the star, pulling really tight as I go, and then pulling the tip back through the star to finish it off. And there you have it, your Swedish star. I really hope you enjoyed this workshop as much as I did, and look out for the rest of my 12 Weaves of Christmas series. Hope to weave with you soon.